Hello everyone. It is that time of year again when us parents get to experience the utter joy and delight of back to school shopping. Now I'm sure you are all sitting here wondering, how can I do this in the most sustainable way possible? In reality, you're probably trying to think, how can I do this quickly, efficiently, affordably? However, I am here today as both a mom and a teacher to share with you some of my favorite sustainable back to school items. My goal and my hope is to make this not overwhelming at all and actually very easy to achieve so that it isn't hard to shop sustainably for back to school, because back to school shopping shouldn't have to be such a difficult thing. I actually think that all of shopping in general should be able to be done easily, sustainably, and efficiently. Sadly, that's not really exactly the case in the United States where I currently live, and it can take sometimes a little bit more effort and digging and digging and digging and digging. But I hope that these products that I share with you today can help you to see how it can actually be somewhat achievable to bring some level of sustainability into the back to school shopping season. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the items that I got that were on my kids' school supply lists from their teachers, as well as sharing the things that I as a teacher put on my school supply list for my kids' parents to purchase that are more sustainable items. Since part of what I try to do here is to encourage people to be more sustainable. And so as a teacher, I have a really great opportunity when I'm putting together my school supply list in being able to simply request the more sustainable items. So I hope that today's video is exciting and encouraging and helpful for you, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first item that I want to discuss is actually backpacks. We have tried a lot of different backpacks over the years, and I have discovered that backpacks are expensive and a lot of them don't last. I bought my daughter a $40 mermaid themed backpack from Kohl's, and it didn't even make it 2 weeks into the school year before the zipper broke. I was able to try to mend the zipper by adding pieces to it and stuff, and would not recommend. But the whole entire thing just completely came apart at the seams and ripped before the school year was over. So I ended up having spent $40 on a backpack that was terrible quality and did not even last. Therefore, I highly recommend going for a higher quality, perhaps more expensive backpack, but that's going to last you several years at least of your child's school career. So I really like these ones by Pottery Barn. This is the Mackenzie style backpack. It is very durable, very good quality. It lasted us throughout last year, and she's going to be using it again into this coming year, and it still looks brand new. I've been very happy with the quality of the Pottery Barn kids backpacks. This backpack is actually by Hannah Anderson. Hannah Anderson is an ethical clothing company, and they seasonally will put out the backpacks. And this one also is amazing quality. She used it all last year, and we're going to be using it again into this year. And again, it still looks brand new. The zippers are really good quality. Zippers, I feel like, tend to be the things that are cheaper and break more quickly. But I have been so happy with both of these backpacks. Now, this third one is for my toddler. She's going into pre-K 3. And I also wanted to mention this one because we found this one at Goodwill. So if you have a younger child, perhaps like preschool age or maybe going into kindergarten even, and their tastes aren't perhaps matured yet, and so you know that the backpack that they're gonna pick or want maybe isn't gonna be what they're gonna want in a year or two from now, then I recommend thrifting a backpack. So this one we found at Goodwill. She loves Paw Patrol. I cost like $2.99 at Goodwill or something. And yes, it's not great quality, but it'll last us through this school year, hopefully. We didn't spend too much money on it. We got it secondhand, and that way in a few years, if she is no longer into like the little kid Paw Patrol stuff anymore, it'll be okay because I didn't invest a ton of money in a nicer backpack. But I definitely, for my older girls whose tastes are a little bit more mature, went with something that will last them several years, since I know that they will like these backpacks for several years. Lunch bags is the same thing. I thrifted several, and then I definitely recommend investing in one with a good zipper for your older children. I also highly recommend getting a really good durable water bottle. I really like the ones by Swell. We also like these ones by Thermos, even though the lids are plastic and I'm concerned about the longevity of that. I like that this part is stainless steel rather than plastic. And then this one is by Slim, and it's also stainless steel. So I was really happy with that. These are the Swell water bottles. They have the kid ones, which are called the Sip by Swell, and then they also have more grown-up patterns, but the kid ones, they have like frozen, and they have some really cute ones. So my girls really liked those. And I'll have all of the products that I mention linked down below, so it's nice and easy for you to just click and shop the links. Some of them will just be straight shopping links. They won't affect me or benefit me in any way whatsoever. They will just be there for your ease of use. And then there might be a few where I am ambassadors with the company. And so I might get like a discount or referral code as a result of you shopping them. But honestly, I am not going to recommend anything that we haven't bought or been using for our kids and been loving anyway. So I definitely am only recommending things that I really stand behind and have purchased with my own money for myself before. Moving on to some of the other items, we'll start with the ones that were on my girls' school supply lists that I found sustainable options for. So the first thing that I'll mention is the 3-ring binders, notoriously plastic, very sad. However, you can sometimes find these being given away on Buy Nothing groups, or even you can find them at Goodwill sometimes. So whenever I see them at Goodwill and I know that we're going to be needing a new one or whatever for the coming school year, I definitely try to snatch those up and have just a few on hand in the different sizes that I know that the teachers will likely request. And that way I don't have to purchase new chunks of plastic, because buying brand new large plastic items just is not something that I enjoy. The next thing that I want to mention is the brand ONYX Green. They create sustainable school and office supplies, and I have been buying their stuff and using their stuff for years when my girls were toddlers, just for at-home projects, and then I've been getting it for school supplies, and I've been asking for it now as a teacher because I just think that it is very much worth it. It's basically the same cost, not much more than your typical school supplies anyway, and it is so much more eco-friendly. So ONYX Green is a great brand to be on the lookout for. It's also non-toxic, so it's definitely really safe and natural for your children. I have this one that's like basically Elmer's glue, but it's just clear liquid glue. And then they also have glue sticks. And if you're interested in some of their other products as well, they make things like a bamboo calculator or bamboo rulers or pens that are made from recycled materials, which I actually have some of those for me and I really like them. But I definitely recommend looking for ONYX Green products that are easy substitutes for some of those more common school supplies. Another thing on a lot of teachers' school supplies lists this year is hand sanitizer. Now, some teachers want the bigger bottles. I'm using these little ones as examples, but they do make the bigger ones as well. You can use this specific brand, All Good, which is the brand of sunscreen that I also really like to use. It's reef safe. So All Good is a great brand for more sustainable hand sanitizer, but there's also several other brands. I believe Green Goo makes a hand sanitizer. So you can look on Amazon for that, or I really like shopping through Earth Hero or Simple Switch, And so definitely check out, I'll have several options linked down below for you for those. So I got these ones from Earth Hero. They carry the All Good brand. Check what size bottle that your teachers are asking for, and then you can opt for a more sustainable brand. The next thing I want to mention is scissors. So ONYX Green does make a more sustainable option for scissors with recycled plastics, and I highly recommend that if you need brand new scissors. But we had these scissors that we had bought from last year, and it got returned to us at the end of the school year. So if you have some school supplies that came home at the end of last year, see if you can't reuse them again this year, either for the same kid or maybe pass them down to the next kid. And that way you don't have to buy new things. It's very budget friendly, and you are also giving something a second chance. Paper towels. I personally really like using these plastic-free brands that don't come in a massive sheet of plastic. So this is by the Cheeky Panda. Some other brands that I know of are also Who Gives a Crap and How We Roll. Definitely recommend checking those out, especially if you are in need of a more sustainable toilet paper option. But they do paper towels and tissues as well, so I definitely recommend looking into that. A lot of teachers do ask for tissues and paper towels, and so this is just a really easy way that you can make the purchase and avoid some of the unnecessary plastic. This is also made from natural bamboo, so it's ultra sustainable and hypoallergenic. I really like this specific brand. At home, we just use like cloth rags for cleaning and paper towel type of situations. But in a situation where you do need to actually purchase a paper towel, I highly recommend going this route. Now, these next ones might be a bit of a stretch, so please don't hate me if you're a teacher. Definitely try to determine if this would be irritating to your children's teachers or something that they would think is really cool, because it really depends on the person. So maybe don't do this for every class or situation, but I found compostable wooden spoons. They did come in a plastic wrapper, which I was disappointed in. So if your school composts, this is something that is really perfect to use. It's marine biodegradable, it's backyard compostable, which is something to look out for, because they do make a lot of compostable items, but they can only be composted in an industrial compost environment. So it's not an item that you could actually take out to your backyard compost and have it biodegrade, which is great if you live in a big city that has an industrial composting place, but I don't. And so I try to look for things that I can actually compost in my compost bin in my backyard, because I have no way of getting it to an industrial composting plant. So I was really excited when I found these. Definitely not a fan of the plastic baggie, but it's an option. Another option is these Green bamboo fiber plates as a replacement for plastic plates. The teacher had asked for 6-inch paper plates, which, if you aren't aware, most paper plates that you buy in store, despite the fact that they are called a paper plate and you would think should be compostable, is actually coated in a thin film of plastic. And so it's not actually compostable, which is really frustrating, because a paper plate should be paper, it should be compostable, right? But it's not. So I was really excited when I found these ones, which are actual paper plates. They are the size that the teacher requested, and they'll be able to be composted. The last item that I found a sustainable swap for that was on the list was this pencil bag. So a lot of times you'll find these like binder pencil pouches, and they're made of this like plasticky fabric, if not just straight up plastic. So I was really excited when I found this one. I thought that the wave design was really cute. My daughter was really into that as well. And it's made of canvas, so it's actual fabric, which I was really excited to find. A lot of fabrics are made containing plastic, such as polyester, acrylic, rayon, nylon, all of those fabrics. They're all different names that basically mean they contain plastic. So I always try to find things that are cotton or linen or wool, those type of fabrics that are made from natural fibers. So this may not be entirely plastic free, but I was happy to find a less plasticky alternative. Now, a few of the things that I put on my classroom supply list in order to, as a teacher, try to encourage sustainability. I did try to keep my supply list minimal, so I didn't add a lot of those extra things such as like crayons and markers, partly because we actually have a pretty good stock in the classroom already, and also partly because I'd rather purchase it as needed, and so I want to make sure that we're not overbuying and overstocking some of those supplies. Some things are simply unavoidable in a classroom environment, such as Ziploc bags and pull-ups and wipes. I teach pre-K 2. So those are things that as the teacher I can't really make more sustainable. Of course, if a parent wants to send in cloth diapers or pull-ups, that is amazing. I would absolutely 100% be on board with that. But as the teacher, I am not going to impose that on my parents. And so that's something that's on the list that is not sustainable, and there's not really anything that can be done about it. But there are some things that I did put on there. So for instance, the tissues and the paper towels, I did put a link to some of the more sustainable brands, which I mentioned earlier, as well as the hand sanitizer. I did also want to mention these two other items that I linked as well, which aren't required, but are definitely helpful if a parent should choose to invest in them. So these boots, they're by the brand Boggs. They're waterproof boots, and they double as rain and snow boots. So I really appreciate these for my children because I only have to get one pair of boots and it works as both. They have a temperature on the back, so they are good up to -22 degrees Fahrenheit. My girls have used these in the snow and in the rain to keep their feet dry and warm, and so I think that they are helpful in the winter for snow, but also for outdoor exploration and playing at the mud kitchen, and on the days when it's raining, so that we still can go outside and be in nature and have that time outdoors. The other item is the waterproof rain suit by C'est La Vie. So this one's a little bit bigger because it belongs to my daughter, but I really like the brand C'est La Vie. This is the rain jacket. It comes in a variety of colors. You can get it on Amazon or directly through C'est La Vie, or there's some other small shops that sell them as well. But it is just a waterproof rain suit. So it has the pants that have the elastic around the ankles, so you can easily tuck those into the boots or put it around the boots and stay dry. And then the rain jacket as well, which has elastic as well as the adjustable Velcro here. It has the hood attached, it has reflective strips, and it's just perfect for being outside, playing in creeks, being in the rain, being in an outdoor learning environment, all of those things. It just will really help to keep the children warm, cozy, and dry so that they are enjoying their experience outside and not wet and cold and wanting to come in. So those are two brands that I wanted to mention to you guys, just because I have really found these to be very durable as well as practical items for my own children. And then as a teacher, just stocking my own classroom, I just opted to try to find certain things secondhand that would work well as secondhand items. I also love the brand Plan Toys. They make a lot of really good quality wooden puzzles and other school appropriate items that I've been able to find really good quality used, as well as I think I've bought 1 or 2 new from them as well. So I hope today's video was helpful for you and not too overwhelming. I hope that back to school shopping goes smoothly for all of us. Don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on a weekly basis, and I love talking about minimalism and motherhood and sustainable living and trying to do my best at all of those things. So if you enjoyed this video, I really hope that you'll stick around for a few more and subscribe and hit the little bell button so that you'll get notified when I upload new videos so that we can hang out on a more regular basis. So don't leave before you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you very soon in the next video.